Oh, I guess I don't need this, do I? Since I'm invincible now. It's been a minute since I took this off on camera, huh? I mean, I'm double vaxxed, baby. Shit, boy. Got that full 2 week, motherfucker. Y'all can't harm me. I can't see faded.
Like he been gone too damn long, you know what I'm saying? But I think now is the perfect time for him. You know, I think honestly Isaiah was a little ahead of his time, like in terms of his age group and the style of music he was making, and then also just being on TDE, he felt like the oddball musically. But now you have dudes like who's featured on this project, Duke Deuce, or this particular single, Duke Deuce and Pooh Shiesty and all of these other southern dudes that now Isaiah could kind of vibe with, that are now at his level that they weren't there when he first came out.
I thought it was dope, man. I was really curious to hear what does he sound like, because he's been gone for a minute. So I thought it was dope. He sounds fresh. I like the style that he chose when he rapped. Kind of this whispery, raspy type voice. I thought that was interesting. So yeah, I really fuck with it.
It was good, because you know when Top Dog was teasing, 5'7", be ready or whatever, we was either thinking it was gonna be Isaiah Rashad or Kendrick Lamar probably. So and I was thinking it was gonna be a single. People thought it was gonna be an album, but initially I thought, for it to be his first track in like 4 or 5 years, it wasn't a track that got me ready for the album. It was okay. I noticed when I was listening to it, I felt like his vocals was kind of toned down more so. The beat was like overbearing his vocals. I don't know if that was mixed on purpose or anything, but I feel like the mixing of his vocals was kind of the issue with me, because when the feature artist came on, I forgot to look at his name. When he came on there, I heard him a lot more. Like he was a lot more energetic on the track. So I was just like, damn, I wonder why Isaiah Rashad was so like low key and just talking so low on this track. I barely kind of heard him rapping, but I mean the beat was cool. The beat was definitely was dope as hell. It had a nice little trappy bounce to it.
I did not think it was gonna be Isaiah Rashad. Oh, you did? Oh, okay. Yeah. I didn't think it was gonna be Isaiah Rashad, and I'm not mad that it was, but because Isaiah Rashad is actually like one of my favorite artists off of TDE as well, but no, man, it was a nice surprise. I was a little disappointed because we haven't had like a Kendrick in a long time, and I've been wanting a Kendrick project. But no, man, it was cool. It was cool. I think it was a letdown for some people, but for me, it was cool. So that's the first thing I wanted to say. Shout out to Top Dog too, man. It's cool, man. We anticipate anything y'all doing at this point, but yeah, that was a good surprise.
I liked it. It was something slightly a little different for Isaiah Rashad, but I liked it. I fucked with it. I don't know if you watched the video or if you listened to the track on its own, but I watched the video, and at the end of it, Isaiah comes back and he starts like, nah. But I don't think that's probably not on the actual single itself, I would imagine.
So the way I was introduced to Duke Deuce was doing the Dead and Hip Hop DE 365, man, where we do a review a day on the podcast.
The way he starts off this motherfucker, man, god damn, bro. This shit right here, this shit had me up to about 3-4 in the morning, bro.
I already know, bro, because I already know you talking about that. The first track hit, but that second track, the ride with the motherfucking
nigga BAG,
bro.
Oh.
So we haven't missed a day, and somebody recommended Duke Deuce to us, and now that's like one of my favorite new artists. Yep. So I was super excited to see him on here.
Memphis is on the come up. I don't know if people know, but Memphis is on the come up. And Duke Deuce is an artist that Feefo and I review. We got put on by Nikki Duce from Frames Per Second and the No Disrespect podcast, and he's dope as fuck. Like the album that we did on the Road to 365, the Dead and Hip Hop 365 podcast reviews was crazy. He just dropped a new album out. So when I saw him on this track, I couldn't wait to hear what he did. Like Isaiah Rashad and Duke Deuce pairing just really captured my attention, and they didn't fail to deliver. That being said, now I'm curious to see who else he has on the album.
Yeah, Duke. I've never heard of him before, but he definitely brought some energy to the track. Like Isaiah was the more calm, and, you know, like I said, his vocals, I don't know if it was mixed that way on purpose, but then the Duke Deuce came up and he brought energy to the joint. He brought some energy to that joint. So yeah.
Duke Deuce, I think he's from Tennessee as well. I had no clue, but yeah, but no, he was cool on it too. He had like that old Memphis flow. Yeah, he had like an old Memphis flow on it or whatever. Kind of remind me of like 3-6, the way he was kind of rapping at one point. But nah, man, he brought some energy to it the same way Isaiah does. So yeah,
Duke Deuce. Again, y'all have to watch the video because Duke Deuce is busting these fucking dance moves. See, the song don't work as well without the video because the song he's like doing that yeah or something like that yeah before he comes in and starts rapping. In the video, he's busting this shit. I don't know this guy, but he seems like a fucking character. Man, that video when he comes in, because Isaiah's just doing his cool, hanging out the window, dropping his verses, and then Duke Deuce just comes in, I was like, who the fuck is this guy? By the end of the video, I was like, I love this dude because I didn't know he was a rapper. I figured he was just gonna do some goofy shit and leave. But he does his dance, and then he fucking does his verse, and I was like, wow, the difference between these two is just like night and day, but them on the same track, it just fucking works.
Hell yeah. You know, it's especially because you know, I wasn't a big Isaiah fan at first, but the Sun's tirade really brought me into Isaiah Rashad's world. And like even right after that project, I wanted more, and it was just like we haven't gotten it. So it's kind of like it's just a lot of question marks, especially for somebody so young and so dope to have that type of hiatus. You know what I'm saying? So yes, 100%. I think honestly the game is missing him right now. I think there's a void for Isaiah Rashad because you got dudes like Jid and Grip, you know, blowing up, Duke Deuce, Pooh Shiesty, and it's like Isaiah was really the first one of you motherfuckers. So where is the person that blew up before all of y'all?
Well, I can say off listening to this, it's going to be interesting hearing it. It definitely sounds like he's in tune with what's going on now, just by the feature alone. So yeah, with the time gap, I mean, I know it's been a minute, and you know, he recently did an interview that, you know, had a lot of people talking. But regarding the time gap, I think this single created some curiosity with what he's gonna do with this new album, and it sounds like he's definitely, or it seems like he's been paying attention to what's going on right now.
Since it's been so long since you dropped something, man, it's definitely making me anticipate, you know, this song and the album and everything. You know, it's definitely been a while, but because she's literally only dropped 2 projects from the time we knew about him. So, but nah, man, this definitely makes me anticipate, you know, what he has going, like what's coming up next, for sure.
Maybe I'm just being super critical, but if this is gonna be your first single back in 4 years, I need you to come out hitting hard. You know what I'm saying? Like similar to where, even though this is a different example, but like Schoolboy Q joint. What's that joint he had on Crash Talk? The single was dope as hell. No, yeah. So like it need to be hitting like that. Like it need to be popping. And like we need to be like, okay, yes, we ready for Isaiah Rashad album. I'm not saying I'm not ready for it. Of course I'm still listen to it, but this single don't got me like, okay, it needs to come out next week.
No, I think because I'm older and I'm used to rappers kind of doing that. I'm used to rappers kind of taking a couple years off when they drop something. I know these days people are like, okay, if you're not dropping something in 2 years, there's a problem, and you know you're gone and no one cares. But I think it's been 5 for him, right? Yeah, I mean, back in my day, people would ride off of albums for a while. You know, you drop something and you tour on it like 3-4 times, and then you drop something else, and that was fairly normal. Now, for someone like Isaiah Rashad coming out with TDE in this era, I think that was kind of a gamble for him to take a 5-year gap. But the thing is, he had to come back with a good track. If he came back with some bullshit, I think he would have been in trouble. So I am actually kind of curious to see how people are liking this one, because with such a long time gap, if he doesn't have the ears of a lot of people, not just his close fans, but just everybody, then yeah, he could kind of be in trouble.